Good evening, my dear friends. I welcome you all to the Hindu and the Businessline editorial analysis on August 31st, 2022. The first editorial I am going to discuss is from the Businessline, which is titled Fertile Scheme. And the second editorial I am going to discuss is from the Hindu, which is titled Flogging the Dead. Both the editorials are concerned on different fronts. The first editorial, flogging that is the infertile scheme, is discussing about the Prime Minister's Bharatiya Parivarak Pariyojana, Bharatiya Januvarak Pariyojana, which is the branding of Bharat on almost all the fertilizers which are produced in India. The Bharat brand should be covering two-thirds of the fertilizer packing, and one-third of the fertilizer packets would be devoted to the manufacturer's details and the uh, specification of the fertilizer product. Well, this seems to be a remedy by the government, but it is a more than a worse than a remedy worse than the problem itself, because the government is right in saying that we are providing 2.5 per lakhs crores of subsidies to the fertilizer companies, and the transportation cost, that is, some farmers are preferring one fertilizer over the other, so the transportation cost from moving one fertilizer to another city or the village costs a very huge amount, and it comes to around only 6,000 crores rupees, which has been revealed by the government. So what is the issue? You if you, Even if you take out the transportation cost, it only costs around 6,000 crores rupees. 2.25 lakhs crores, that is 2.25 trillion, is being spent on the fertilizer subsidies. The government is claiming that since the government is helping to wade over the crisis faced by the fertilizer manufacturers in selling below the cost, the fertilizers, so the genuine purpose of government's branding of Bharat in almost all the fertilizer packets is justified. However, the business line analyzes that what what are the justification for just branding the Bharat brand on the fertilizers. This will stop all marketing efforts from the fertilizer manufacturers, because they will cut on the advertising cost and marketing costs. And this is the advertising and marketing costs are the connect between the fertilizer manufacturers and the farmers. If this stops, then the farmers would not be able to know the kind of fertilizers and the prices of the fertilizers which they are going to purchase. One another problem is that the fertilizer manufacturer would not have incentive to produce a better product than his competitors, and this would kill the competition. So these kinds of disadvantages are there. It is very true that manufacturers of fertilizers are selling fertilizers at a cost, at a price below the cost, especially in the case of urea. It is sold 90% below the cost. So what would have been the government's action in this front would be, it would have taken the price rise on inflation based case, because as and when the inflation is putting the market into difficulty, the government would have raised the price. Now there is no such option also, because price rise at the pace of inflation will create a very huge skyrocketing price rise, which would not be able to be tolerated by the fertilizer fertilizer users, that is the farmers. So this seems to be, even now there is another option, which is the direct benefit transfer. Prime Minister's Kisan Samman Padhati had the direct benefit transfer, which has seen the success. Hence, it would be very much prudent on this front that Prime Minister's the direct benefit transfers, that is transferring the difference in the prices of the fertilizers directly to the farmers, would be a very helpful measure, rather than branding Bharat as globally all the fertilizers manufactured in India. This would be the better option now, because the government cannot raise the prices at a ad hoc basis now, which would stoke more and more inflation, and it would not be able to be digested by the farmers. The next article I am going to discuss is from the Hindu. The Hindu article is titled "Flogging the Dead." This has been a very contentious issue since 2016. This has been going on. The Apollo hospitals has been victimized for treating Jayalalitha in her last stages. The Apollo hospital, there was an attempt on the part of the commission appointed by Sri Edapadi Palaniswamy, the Chief Minister, former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, in 2017 September. Commission of Inquiry was appointed to put the burden of the criminal intent on the part of the hospital. In 2016, Jayalalitha died at the Apollo hospitals, and since then, O. Selvam was the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, was asking an inquiry into the process of death of Jayalalitha, Srimati Jayalalitha. However, what happened is that the Commission of Inquiry found the hospital responsible, and the Commission of Inquiry, A. Arumugham Commission of Inquiry, found the hospital responsible for the death of Jayalalitha. However, the hospital moved the Madras High Court, terming that Commission of Inquiry was not having sufficient expertise, that is, was not competent to conduct such an inquiry. However, the Madras High Court had rejected this plea by the Apollo hospitals. Then Apollo hospitals went to the Supreme Court, and in 2019, the Supreme Court, that Apex Court, had stayed the Commission of Inquiry. Then in 2021, Supreme Court had appointed a committee head of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences to look into this matter, and now in August 27, recently, some 3 days back, the Apollo Hospital, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences appointed affiliated committee has come out with a report, and it has held that Apollo hospitals was not having any kind of faults in the treatment of Jayalalitha, because Jayalalitha was having a matrix of diseases for which she had met her end. The Commission of Inquiry finally came out with a report recently saying that the Panneerselvam was not deposed before March 2022, and the Shashigala, who was the chief suspect, had not come before the Commission of Inquiry. So this has ended the matter. The politicization of such an issue is a great crime on the dead person who was a respectable person. In the same way, in the fertilizer case also, the PM BJP branding of Bharat, the business editorial has said that the taxpayers' money cannot be used for politicizing one political party, that is the BJP, by branding PM BJP or the brand over the fertilizers. Friends, I hope both analyses have been brought home to you. Meet you tomorrow with some more analysis like this. Till then, take care. Bye.